Hey, my name's Konaspi, and welcome back to a different type of video today as I talk about my recent trip to Anime Expo 2023. So I'm going to preface this video by stating that this is not going to be like my usual videos where I incorporate a lot of wacky editing or silly edits, silly memes. So you can either choose to put this into a different tab and go back to what you were doing while you listen along, or you can watch along and enjoy some of the footage that I've taken over the course of the convention itself. So I will also kind of state that this isn't going to be a formal review of the convention of sorts, but I will sort of, kind of voice my distaste here and there, and my appreciation for a lot of the things that I experienced at the convention. I have been going to conventions here and there for a couple years now, since 2018, but nothing as big as this, nothing as big as Anime Expo, nothing with such an official portfolio. So I was really excited. I did get to experience quite a few things. Zero panels, by the way. So you will sort of you can take this as sort of a rambling video as I go over what I did. I did target a lot of the cosplay shoots, actually mainly only the FGO cosplay shoots because I was cosplaying over the weekend. And I did try to target the FGO 6th anniversary panel. I'm going to try and make this a quick video. Let's get right into it. Alright, so I flew in the night before and got acquainted with my very nice hotel room. So this was situated right across the actual convention center itself. You could get a nice view of the actual building and this creature in the middle of the road. So I got some sleep, got up, and observed the line at around 6 o'clock in the morning, which had already amassed quite a few people. And things don't open up, to my understanding, until 10 o'clock, so I didn't really understand. I didn't need to subject myself to all of that. I instead amused myself with this creature in the middle of the road that was blocking the morning work commutes of many people, I'm sure, as they would discover this. So after some lunch, I actually went down to the convention center in full cosplay at 2 o'clock and just got there with a very, very vague plan of what to do. My intention was to really just scout everything out, see where things were, because I wasn't going to be going to, realistically, any or all of the panels. I'd only focused on maybe one over the entire weekend. And the tricky thing about trying to go to anything here at AX is that this year, all of the official stuff was cramped into Saturday and Sunday, so you really had to pick and choose. So I spent some time in Artist Alley, just really looking at everything. There was a lot of cool things there. I didn't get anything though. I didn't see any artists that I really wanted to pick stuff up from, mostly because I couldn't put up with the crowd that was in here. This particular lane was actually quite wide and quite good in terms of traffic, but you'll see in a bit some other lanes were not very accommodating, but they did move rather steadily from. So yeah, no, this is what I'm talking about. Yeah, this was not very easy to move in, so I'm quite thankful I had a cosplay that allowed me to breathe very easily and not die of like heat exhaustion. So after that, I actually got to the exhibitors hall at around 4 o'clock and spied the Aniplex booth, the Gundam base booth, the Yami Yami booth, and those were really the three major ones that I targeted when I was looking over the vendors that would be there, the official vendors that would be there, but I didn't line up for anything on the first day. Given that it was 4 o'clock, I kind of wanted to explore more, so I didn't want to waste any time. I went over to the entertainment hall and actually went over to the Fate Grand Order booth over here. So that's really cool. It's got all the posters of all the cryptors, and you can see the Gudoko Kigurumi over here. It was very, very fun to interact with them. It feels very surreal to see that in person, by the way. So I also spent the rest of the day really exploring the rest of the entertainment hall. And this was a very nice place to really just walk around and chill out. This had a longer hours than the actual exhibitors hall and building that was in, so this was a really nice place to not only shop and look at things, but literally just chill out. Whether it was inside where the actual booths were, or where the escalator was in that little area where all the halls and the panel rooms were. It was very nice, very nice. Alright, so some of my footage got a little bit mixed up during the editing process, but that's okay. Since there's very little visual difference between either one, I'm not really going to spend the time trying to reorganize and figure out which set belongs to which day. So here it is. Day 2 was a little more physically and mentally exhausting from my end, but in general, I spent some more time in the exhibitors hall trying to peruse all of the vendors and figure out what I wanted to get my money's worth by naturally spending more money. That's how it goes here at conventions. Later on, I would attend the FGO cosplay gathering in the entertainment hall at around 11:30. I'd actually arrived at the convention earlier at 10:51, so I only had a bit of time in the exhibitors hall initially. Then I would attend the FGO community organized photo shoot and then the 6th anniversary panel. So here's some footage from the cosplay gathering. There were a lot of really cool cosplayers there, such as this King Hassan cosplayer up on the stage over here. He was really cool. Very, very intimidating looking. There were some really cool cosplayers here as well. And I'm also just now noticing, funnily enough, a Cursed Arm cosplayer on the left side of the screen, whom I did not notice when I was recording this footage and when I was at the cosplay gathering in general. So that's some really good presence concealment for you. And here's some extra class cosplayers like Tiamat, Van Gogh, Vortigern, and Oberon. And here's a really funny one, Cuchulainn with some St. Quartz attached to the end of his spear. I stopped by the Aniplex booth a little after the event to pick up the Musashi pillow, which was a lot bigger than I expected actually, so it was very difficult to fit into my luggage because I had to really squish her in there, and I didn't have anything to help like a vacuum bag or whatever. Afterwards, I attended the FGO community organized photo shoot, which was a lot of fun. You'll see some footage for that in a bit. And then I attempted to attend the 6th anniversary panel, live stream, whatever. And that ended poorly because there apparently wasn't enough room for us in there, even though it looked like the entire line could really fit into there. I'm not going to explain how the line worked or how panels here work, but they didn't clear out the room. We just didn't get in, so it is what it is. That was a particularly sour experience, which was, a bit of a downside, because that was the only panel that I really did want to attend. But that's okay, since, you know what? The cosplay photo shoots were a lot of fun on both days. There was a really great turnout for a lot of different cosplays. We got a lot of the different classes down there. You can see some really cool ones such as Melusine, lots of Cuchulainn, lots of casters, some really cool casters. And actually, I think there was only one Berserker for one of the days, and it was just Morgan. And that pretty much summarizes both day 2 and 3. Alright, so day 4 was spent recovering from the previous days 2 and 3, and the amount of people had actually declined, the people attending the convention, so this helped quite a bit with mobility. This was something that was occurring from Sunday to Monday, and I could imagine it's for a number of reasons, such as a bit of burnout from either being far too cramped or just the convention going on for maybe 4 days in general. I think people maybe got their fix on like the Friday and Saturday, since that's when all the big stuff was being hosted. So I got to the convention at around 10:51 in the morning as usual after I got some breakfast. I didn't actually get into cosplay until 1 to 2 p.m. And this was because I actually wanted to spend some time in the exhibitors hall doing a bit of a victory lap, getting some gifts for people, buying some merch. Actually no, I was trying to limit my spending because I'd already bought, as I found out later when I weighed my luggage at the airport, about 30 pounds of merch. So a majority of the day was actually spent in the entertainment hall in order to limit this spending, so I didn't buy anything. But I also didn't really attend any of the panels either, so this was really like the place for me to just walk around, look at things, and do stuff in cosplay actually, since I was just in my Muramasa cosplay for the whole weekend. So notably I was hanging around a lot at the Expo booth right up until the convention closed at around like 5. And yeah, cosplaying was really a lot of fun. It helped take away some of the sourness from the day before of not being able to get into that 6th anniversary live stream panel.
Let them come.
Okay, so my last day in LA was spent sightseeing in general, and for this day I actually met up with one of my very good friends, Diana, who was amazing and who made this trip a whole lot more fun, a lot more easier for myself, so I would not have enjoyed it as much were it not for her. So after meeting up with her and having a slight delay, we stopped by Little Tokyo to do some shopping and probably grab some lunch. I was content to limit my spending on account of my finances and luggage space, so I didn't spend as much time in places like, my Anime Jungle or the SH Figure Arts pop-up shop that was going on at the time. Here, you'll actually see one of my favorite spots throughout the whole trip. It was so good that I'm having the footage play twice, Weller Court. So here, some notable locations that we stopped by at were Sushi Takeda to eat. This was a very good place in Kinokuniya Books. So Sushi Takeda was very, very good. I can't say much, but I didn't eat sushi for weeks after I got back. Each time we were served like a new piece of sushi, they explained to us how it was cured, where it was imported from. It was a very, very pleasant experience. And this is some footage here of inside the Kinokuniya. Forgive my pronunciation of that, but I would kill to have a place like that in my area. And this is another shop we stopped by. I can't really remember what it was called, but it prides itself in being a lifestyle store. There was a lot of really cool techwear inside and a lot of cool jackets, but I couldn't buy any because I actually had no more space in my single luggage that I brought with me. And now you're seeing here some footage from the Hollywood Walk of Fame. This is coming out into the mall from the underground parking lot, and we spent not too much time here actually, but it was a very nice looking place. It was a bit more, it was very crowded, and this is the opening going out into the street itself, but it was very nice. I had only one thing to do here. It was to find Godzilla's star, take a photo of it, and leave, and we found that within like 10 minutes. So we spent a bit more time just looking around in general. This was around like the Chinese theater, I believe. And after that, because we had one more place to go, we didn't really we kind of just left, I posed at that rock statue you saw just there. And here's a shot of all that Avengers handprint thing. I'm not sure what that's called. And that's one very fast sped up piece of footage of the actual like sidewalk. Okay, so this was our last stop for the day, and for those of you that are recognizing this store, the logo, and the hobby itself more importantly, you can probably guess exactly what happened when I stepped inside of this shop. I can summarize it with a photo, but all I can say is that I did need a second luggage when I came out of the store. And this is also, again, a huge thanks to Diana for putting up with my childish antics and all of that. Alright, so that summarizes my trip to AnimeExpo in a nutshell. It was a very fun trip, this in spite of the obvious downsides of the convention, which I'm quite sure you've heard about on social media already, since this video is about a month late, so sorry about that. But I saw a lot of friends, went to a lot of cool places, bought a lot of cool things. I'm very happy overall. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.